As our investigations again took us back to Mexico in search of evidence about lost cultures and civilizations, and most importantly to me, evidence on other hominids that many like to call races of giants, we came upon certain finds worthy of sharing. And this culture we're about to discuss had a direct influence on groups in the southern United States, and we're talking about being able to trace this back to 500 before Common Era, if not older. Although often included with the cultures of the Mexican West, Chupicuaro is both close to the Valley of Mexico and the northern edge of Mesoamerica. Information on the eponymous site, composed of several burial grounds, remains fragmentary, since most of it was flooded when the Presa Solis Dam was built in the 1940s. The name itself, Chupicuaro, means blue place and is of the Purepecha language. The Chupicuaro predate most known cultures of Mesoamerica and northern Mexico. They may even predate the Olmec, making them a rare look into the ancient past, one that appears to show them interacting with people or hominids of great stature, giants. It also appears that these cultures were a melting pot of individuals from other places not of the Americas. This can be seen in the artifacts, just not yet accepted by modern-day academia. Notice how the Chupicuaro were around during the time of the Olmec. It's rarely discussed that other groups did indeed exist and quite possibly predate the Olmec, who were not the first civilization of Mesoamerica, not by a long shot. It was just that the Olmec were advanced enough to leave remains and structures that survived the ages. So, I recently returned from Mexico where I was tracking down artifacts that I believe to be associated with groups having contact with hominids of great stature. Some of these people considered the ancient giants gods. Later, some were enslaved by these same gods that walked among men. The Chupicuaro were one of these groups. Surprisingly, Cancun, Mexico had what I was looking for. And by the way, Cancun is nowhere near where the Chupicuaro were from. The nation of Mexico parted out some of the findings during excavation to several museums throughout the country. The clues to people of great stature are in the details of artifacts. Ceramics of this culture predate the classical Mesoamerican period and include angular figurines with geometric shapes. This pottery is extremely important in tracing back where the giants were to be found in the past. Notice the 6 digits on each hand on this pottery. Remember that the polydactyly trait was a telltale sign of giants. This has been discussed by many past civilizations, including those found in one history book, known as the Bible. Interestingly, this pottery shows 2 sets of hands. One side has 6 digits on both hands. The other side has the standard count of 5 digits on each hand. This is the opposing side of the pottery. This Chupicuaro pottery, considered to have been created sometime between 400 BCE and 300 CE. This timeline matches other cultures around the world that interacted with the same group of hominids large in stature. Notice too, the further back into the history that we go, the cloudier the picture becomes, yet the giants appear to be more and more involved throughout the world. This artifact was in Michoacan. Notice that the bottom, representing feet of the figure, base to the artifact appears to have 6 digits, apparently representing a large foot to a large being. Again, Chupicuaro. In the end, our search for evidence of giants continues to show that they were worldwide, interacted with many cultures and civilizations, and were important to the point that other groups added them to their historical data, including artifacts and oral traditions. From this presentation, I want you to take away the facts that there were many cultures in the Americas that the general population knows little about. Why that is could be argued all day. If we have evidence of them, what groups do we not have evidence of that are lost to history? Whether that is permanent or not depends on what is discovered below our feet. Lastly, think big. Realize that trade and commerce was worldwide. People in the past traveled everywhere. What we've been taught at school is wrong and requires a major overhaul. Please follow me on this YouTube channel as I will be posting about all the findings and research we recently conducted while in Mexico. Take care, everyone.